Hey YouTube, after playing with and optimizing my case fans, I've actually decided to change it up a little bit, mainly because this bottom fan, I think, is just screaming. I think that's where the majority of my noise is coming from. So I'm just going to disconnect it. I'm not going to take it out of the case yet, I'm just going to disconnect it for now. And then what I'm going to do, after I've disconnected it, is I'm going to try to see if I can get the front dust filter out. And the reason I want to do that is because I feel like I want to see if I can get the front dust filter out. And the reason I want to do that is because I feel air turbulence across the dust filter is creating more noise. So I'm going for more of a overall quiet, because I noticed when the top fans were kicking on, it wasn't making a whole lot of difference in noise level. The top fans don't have a dust filter on it because I took it off because it's a out exhaust fan. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need a filter on my exhaust fans. That doesn't make any sense. But what I realized is thinking about it, it does create more noise with that filter on there. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm just gonna take it out. I mean, yeah, that is gonna give me more dust in the system, but it isn't extremely dusty here. So, every once in a while I'll take it out, like in the garage, and blow it out with the air compressor or whatever. And we should be good. I shouldn't see any problems. So that's what I'm going to look at doing. Now, to do that, I'll take the whole front panel off. And to do that, I have to take out my 5 1/4 expansion drives. Yeah. So that's the only thing I don't like about this, and I really, mainly because this USB cable is very hard to get in and out, and I'm afraid I'm going to break it one of these days. For the SD card reader, I really need to get me a new SD card reader. That's what I need to do. But I've got the one I've got, and the cord's pretty short on it. I wish I could have been able to route that back, or there was a USB 2 header on this side of the motherboard, but there's not in either case, so that doesn't work in either case. So I'm stuck with the way it is. But oh well, just deal with it for now. It's a very sad face. I'm gonna keep my eye out on the Fractal Design Define. Oh god, the Define R6, which has just recently been released, actually, right here for the end of 2017. I want to see how much it's gonna be. I want to get the tempered glass edition, obviously. But what I want to see is just how much it's gonna cost. And we may get it. We may pick one up, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this case, but we may pick one up just because of the fact that it's a pretty nice looking case. Not only is it a pretty nice looking case, I mean, it has literally just a stupid amount of places for hard drives. I can put two 2.5 inch SSDs on the back side of the motherboard tray, as well as like 8 3.5 inch drives. Or if I want more openness right here and on the front and have like a radiator, like water cooled or something in the front, then I can move the panel back and put 2 3.5 inch drives on the back. But I'm not going to go into a bunch of that because that video is not about that case, it's about this case. So yeah, anyway, there we go. So there's our 220 millimeter front case fans. That's a little dirty right there. But yeah, actually, the dust screen is on this piece. Yeah, and this will come out. You can see this little deal with all these little holes. It's kind of actually a metal. It's kind of a mesh, but we're actually just gonna unscrew it and take it out because we don't need it. Although, interestingly enough, it's missing a screw. I've never had that out of there, so I would assume it never had that screw. I've seen one of those before. I didn't take this out though. It must have fell out. I saw one of these screws like that the other day, and I'm like, I wonder what this screw's for. I don't know. I'm not sure where I put it, so... Oh well, we're taking this out anyway, so it doesn't matter. I have no intentions of putting it back. I mean, it still has all the plastic support here, obviously, for supporting the front cover. This just is kind of a metal mesh. It's not going to catch like a ton of dirt anyway. It's not like fine like the screen material is. And once I get it out, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. But it's basically just a bunch of little holes in a piece of metal. So it's not like it's going to stop a ton of dust. It's really going to make more resistance and, oh, well, it does stop a little bit. More resistance and noise than it is going to stop dust. Because, here we go. Look. That's it. That's the dust filter. And you can see where the plastic is. It's got a little bit of dust on it. It's not a ton. And with that big of holes, it's not going to catch as much dust as like this kind of screen material will. Obviously the holes, so you can see the holes are much smaller in the screen than they are in like this mesh. So like I said, I'm not worried about it. When I took this thing apart and rebuilt it, video on my channel about that. I'll throw a link in the description for you guys. But when I took it apart and rebuilt it, I did go ahead and blow all the dust out, and it really wasn't that bad at all. So I'm not worried about it. We're going to put this back on. You can see it's kind of more open now, open looking. Let's see what this looks like in the front with that out of there. You can see those fans a little bit better. So I'm hoping that'll give me more airflow and less fan noise. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe it's just going to make it louder. No, it probably won't. I mean, seriously, I feel like I'm getting a ton of fan noise just from the air turbulence going through the holes. I think with more openness. I guess that's a proper term. More openness. Let's see if I can pull something off here, though. I know if I feed that back there, I cannot get it from out down here. But what if I just get it? This probably won't work. It'll probably end up being too short like this, but I'm going to try it. Clean this up just a tiny bit. Man, there's just no room to work in this case. Crap. Okay, there we go. There. No. Well, yeah. They reach right across there. So, let's see. One pin that does not exist. So I have to line that up. Easier said than done. Ow. With the graphics card, where it's at. Glad I took that out and tried that though. It looks a little bit better. Still I can see it, but it's better. Kind of, sort of, a little bit. Still not as good as I'd like it to be. Like I said, I'd like to not be able to see that cable at all for the most part, but it just don't work that way. It's too short. It's a cheap card reader anyway. Nobody's gonna buy this cheap old card reader for some fancy PC. Who cares what the cord looks like? Well, that's pretty much every card reader manufacturer ever. Yeah. The Fine R6 does not have two 5 1/4 bays, so I'll be giving up my CD drive. I never use it though, so that's not that big a deal. Now we have that filter taken out. The next thing I want to do is pull that fan cord loose. Like I said, ow! I'm going to disconnect the bottom fan, which is right here. I'm going to leave it in there for now, just so I don't have to go through a bunch of work, like pull it out and everything. I just want to disconnect it just to see if it makes a huge difference in noise, and I think it might. Because, well, just because I maybe I'm just crazy. Man, I'm getting good at that. I'm gonna have to do this more often. I'm getting good at that. Uh-oh. Come on. Line up. Still a very, very crappy case. Yeah, what can you expect for $53, I think it was. Something like that, around $50. Around. Plug everything in. Although, obviously, I'm not going to be turning it on until I get the front case cover put on, because that will also make a difference in noise, obviously. So, after I set up my desk in the other video, and I ran that cord up it, I realized that cord is bad. And I don't have another long enough cord. So I've just got it kind of strung across the floor for now. Anyway, I need to get up in the attic and get my Cat 6 cable up, down, and make me a new run, which is just going around the baseboard, basically. The baseboards in this room, though, are not right on the carpet, because this room originally had padded carpet in it, and now it's got short pile, non-padded carpet. So the carpet's a lot thinner, and so there's actually a gap between the bottom of the baseboard and the carpet, which is great when you have to run wires around it, because you tuck them right under the baseboard. Alright. Okay. I was like, oh crap, what did I do? I don't know why it didn't come on that first time, but okay. Top fans are off, but when the top fans were on, that's a lot quieter. That is a lot quieter. See, I always assumed I was hearing the top fans just going crazy. Turns out it's the front fans and air turbulence through that vent. Huh. Which means we may turn all of our fans back to silent. Let's fire up Beta 64. And get all them fans going. The fans are going to go to max in this case. Well, not at first, they probably won't, but I'm sure the microphones don't pick that up very well, but it is quieter than it was. These fans aren't on max. I'll probably go with a custom curve, but by basically kind of running all the time at kind of a flat level, and then if it gets up above whatever, it will let me do the least of whatever the highest temperature it will let me set it to before it throttles up, basically. That's what I'll probably do. Anyway, guys, there it is. We got that dust screen removed. And it is surprisingly quieter. I didn't think it would be that much quieter. But it is. Especially with that bottom fan. I think the bottom fan was making a lot of noise too. The bottom fan is just the Corsair 120mm fan that came in the case. And my 2 front fans and 2 top fans are the Corsair Silent Edition 120mm red LED fans. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, there it is. And I will see you in the next video. So now we got that filter taken out. I need to get in the attic and get to my Cat 6 cable. It might help if I plug that back in.